How do you get better results with Google Ads? I'm Amy Hebdon with Paid Search Magic, and in this lesson of Learn Google Ads with me, I'll show you how to go from data overwhelm, where you're just staring at your numbers like a deer in the headlights, to confidently making changes that will help you grow your business. Let's talk about conversions and optimization. As always, these lessons are no nonsense and no tech, and hopefully the best search marketing overview you've ever had. Now let's talk about optimization. Don't let this word intimidate you. It's not a buzzword. It describes a process of improvement. Optimization means doing more of what works and less of what doesn't. And being good at optimization means learning how to tell which is which. In the last lesson, I told you that even though Google Ads uses an auction model, it's not a situation where the click is awarded to the highest bidder. That's because Google doesn't decide which ad or listing you click on. You decide that. So if you do a search and don't click an ad, Google doesn't make any money. A long time ago, I worked at a company that was trying to drive traffic for a product that didn't have a lot of interest in it. So the company wanted to bid on popular keywords like Britney Spears that were totally unrelated to their product, but would get a lot of people to see their ad. Now, how would this work out for Google? Most people aren't going to click the ad because it has nothing to do with Britney Spears, so Google's not going to get much money. It's also incurring ad serving costs of showing the ad for a lot of exposure that the company doesn't have to pay for, and it also makes Google look bad as a search engine because it feels kind of spammy when you search for something and see results that have nothing to do with your search. So how does Google keep that from happening? Well, Google uses something called quality score, which is basically a way of incentivizing advertisers to do a good job. It's based on things like how well your keyword relates to your ad, or how likely your ad is to get clicked in the landing page experience. Google says that higher quality ads can lead to lower prices and better ad positions. Now, a quality score is assigned to the keyword level on a scale of 1 to 10, and that is as technical as we are going to get. Because quality score is not a coefficient or an exact multiplier that gives you a discount or penalty based on your score. Don't make the mistake of trying to optimize for quality score. Your goal is business growth, not a score. There will be times when the score is lower than you'd expect, and there's literally nothing you can do to change it except for pause the keyword. But if the keyword is working well for you, it's perfectly fine to keep it going even if it has a lower score. Now that you understand quality score, let's look at something that doesn't factor into quality score at all that matters much more for your business. And that is conversion. Now you can decide to track anything you want as a conversion. It's not standardized or defined by Google Ads. You define it through code you place on your website. Now it's important to be smart about what conversions you use. If you say that every time someone buys a $5,000 package from you, that's a conversion, and every time someone signs up for your free newsletter, that's also a conversion, you can end up prioritizing the wrong activities pretty easily. So for simplicity, let's assume that a conversion is someone saying yes to your best offer, like we talked about in lesson 1. Now, whenever Google tells you how to improve your campaigns, it will focus its advice on clicks. How can you get more clicks or improve your click-through rate, which is the percentage of people who click your ad out of all the people who saw it? And it makes sense that Google focuses here because this is where Google makes money. But you need to focus on conversions because that's where you make money. So optimizing for conversions means doing more of the things that lead to conversions and less of the things that don't lead to conversions. And your conversion rate is the total number of conversions on your offer divided by the total number of clicks on your ad. So for easy math, let's say 100 people click your ad. If one person converts on your offer, that's a 1% conversion rate. If 30 people click on your offer, that's a 30% conversion rate. Now, hopefully this goes without saying, but there's no universal good or bad conversion rates. Conversion rates are usually higher for offers that are low risk, easy, and free, and conversion rates are usually lower for offers that are more complex, require more commitment, or have upfront costs. You're more likely to impulse buy a $10 product than a $1,000 product, and a seller might make more money charging a few people $1,000 than trying to find hundreds of people to pay $10. Neither is wrong or right. Conversions and conversion rates go up when you optimize your offers and landing pages. You may have heard of landing page optimization or conversion optimization. These are improvements you make on your page to increase the chance that someone will say yes to your offer. The easiest things to test are things like button colors or number of form fields, but the best improvements are based on your audience's wants and needs. The more you can get into your reader's head and solve their pain points, the more likely they'll be to take action. Now, where possible, you want to optimize your ads for conversions. If you have ads that are attracting a lot of clicks but they're not driving conversions, you're paying for clicks with no return, which is the opposite of your goal. But that said, it's not always possible to optimize your ads for conversions, like if you don't have any sales yet, or you have so few conversions that there's no pattern based on which ad was clicked. In those cases, it's perfectly fine to start by optimizing for click-through rates. Now, don't forget what you learned in lesson 2. Good ads are more about wayfinding than attention grabbing. So first you want to relate your offer back to the keyword, then use additional text to promote your unique value and benefits. Be sure that all the messaging you use in your ad is backed up on your landing page. If you tell someone something in an ad and they don't see it substantiated when they visit your site, you'll lose their trust and probably the sale. If your ad says save 15%, then the landing page should reflect a 15% promotion. If your ad says your gym has a pool, your landing page should mention the pool. If it doesn't, either fix the landing page or remove it from your ad. You also want to optimize your targeting. Who should and shouldn't see your ad? You can control targeting through keyword lists, where you review and adjust keywords and bids based on performance. In fact, Google even shows you the exact queries that someone typed into your search box that triggered your ad. And this is really valuable for deciding what terms to remove and even what terms you can add to your keyword list. Of course, there are other ways to control who sees or doesn't see your ad. You can change targeting based on a lot of things, from geography and language to the time of day they're searching to whether or not they've interacted with your site before, just to name a few. Now, all of these settings can drive you mad with power or crazy with choice. How do you know what to take action on and what to leave alone? My advice is to set up your campaigns well and then make changes when you have a good reason to. For example, if you're running call-only ads and your sales floor is closed on weekends, that is a good reason to turn off your ads on the weekends. Now, if you serve the United States and you notice that last week 3 conversions came from California and only 1 came from Idaho, that is not a reason to increase your bids from California or stop marketing in Idaho. Imagine that you have a souffle in the oven. Taking it out when it's done will give you a perfect dish. Opening the oven door every 30 seconds doesn't make you a better chef, and it can ruin your souffle. When I audit accounts that aren't performing well, there are almost always random, inappropriate changes to the account that were made due to a small, temporary, unexplained variance in performance. That's not strategic and it's not optimization. Your account will perform better in the long run if you have a good reason for the adjustments you make. Don't feel like you need to tweak every single option every time you review your account. Now, if you haven't grabbed your free Learn Google Ads with Me activity book, click the link in the description to get all the exercise in the series. Thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to catch the next lesson about how to manage your accounts.